Hey people, Intro here for every 3, Calderis Refinery, blue side. We've got Floid with a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Some Ultramarines alongside here, Swift with a plague champion, starts off range combat with a damage of a time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. This is the Death Guard elite scheme. Rounded off the blue team here is Adila with a Warboss, and we also have another Warboss on the red team for Noisy, and they are going to clash over here. These guys start off in melee combat, can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, and they're not too happy in general. What's going to happen here? Double stomp, there it is. Noisy got the best of the stomp for some reason. I'm fatter than you, he says. Alongside here is Dark Riku with a Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting here at that fight range combat by default. Awesome at capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. This is the Harley Quinn's elite scheme. Rounding off the teams then, OceansAteAlaska is a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with that refractor shield you just saw on the east side against the force commander, trying to push through. Looks like he chased off some Marines a bit. Force commander got in too deep. Sentinel gets the ground pound. Commissar's also out of there. Plague champion can now sit behind heavy cover and shoot stuff. His favourite thing to do early game. Warp Spider is ruining things though by being all teleporty and melee combat-y. Tying up these CSM. Howling Banshees now trying to get in. Heretics moving into support now. Where do they go though? Should be going on the Banshees. I think they're going to take so much damage from the Dire Avengers. Under a big threat now. The Heretics chopped up on retreat, and that's a lot of shurikens. Yep, they're down they go. Plague champion now needs to be very careful. Uh oh, that could be him dead. Chopped up, special attack, down he goes. Power weapons, eh? On low level heroes, they are a menace. Down goes the Warp Spider though as well. Force Commander's going to get revived. It's going to level him too. Looks like he's killed a bunch of guardsmen already. CSM, they're dropping a model. I don't think these fellows are in cover facing these Dire Avengers here, but they'll be okay. Plague Champion's back to his feet. Back shooting his bolter. What do we got going on the west side? Oh, Noisy's coming over to try and revive. I don't think it's going to work out for you, buddy. It's a long way to go. Double CSM just walked past him. And then... oh, now they're shooting him. He needs to run. Needs to run. What's Adila up to? No war gear. It's got some XP though. I guess Orks have died. Speaking of Orks dying, I see lots of red numbers. Shooter Boy is down to 3 models. These guys also down to 3 models now. Slugger's getting through there. Can't finish off the Warboss though because they're already retreating. 429, 487 very early on. Adila trying to spread and cap on this west side. It's going to get shot up though. Blue team taking mid. Now they can stabilise perhaps. As I say that, the Plague Champion's almost down again. 10 hit points. One more melee attack would do it, but looks like the Lord Commissar's not going to get there. Some Heretics in retreat path. And Devastator's up for Floid. Going to help in the mid a lot, as you may have noticed. Swift went double CSM. And now Havocs. More tactical Marines for Floyd. Look at this from Noisy. Straight into Looters and a Pain Boy. No upgrades for the Shooter Boys. Spending the power on these tier 1.5s coming out early. Adila a bit more traditional here, going for big shooters first. But now, some Storm Boys. We'll see if Noisy's Warboss can counter those fellas. Might give Adila the aggressive edge here. Not using a jump yet, just getting in on the Pain Boy, who runs. Now they jump the Looters, spotted them early. And they get them out of there. Might be able to cap some stuff now, Adila. Dakit is still in play though. No big shooters, no knob leaders, but they'll still shoot you pretty good, those fellas. Blue team have the mid VP. Not sure what those CSM are up to. Maybe they're going west side. So a strong start from red, but now they've been pushed back somewhat. And might even get a triple cap here. Certainly a double. There's the double. What do we got? OceansAteAlaska with Catechins. Versatile infantry that can support, disrupt, get into melee, do some good stuff there. Warp Spiders helping out Noisy on this side now. Eldar showing up. Adila needs to be careful and is indeed backing away. But here is Swift to help with some Havocs. I'm not sure. Nope, no Rangers and no jump troops. So going to need to try and get around these Havocs. You can just throw a bunch of units at them, slightly split up, and they can't suppress them all. Double Flamers from Floid. He likes to run this on his Tactical Marines. And looks like they're going to kill a whole bunch of Guardsmen here. Indeed they do. Catechins couldn't use their grenade launcher quick enough. Scared off by a grenade now. And now they're on the power with double Flamers. Sentinel trying to harass, but they'll... Oh, I thought they'll just ignore this thing. Yeah, they're just going to ignore it and burn the gens. And Swift is here, doing a good job supporting both sides. Where's those? Oh, the Havocs are gone. Maybe not. The Havocs are... I can't even see their bodies. Maybe they were caught retreating or something. I don't see anything. Maybe I'm blind. Oh, right there. They're right there, dumbass. The poor Havocs. Maybe it was a grenade. I'm sure Riku's Eldar had something to do with it. Meanwhile, Swift has taken out his aggression on some generators and some retreating Eldar. Now this could be a very dicey fight. Heretics might get caught here. Oh, Touch of Nurgle. Touch of Nurgle saves you. Noisy using the Cyborg Implant's Big Stomp. So we've also got the Bang Bang Hammer going. Heretics get away. Now I think the rest of them have to run because Banshees are moving in. Warboss is here. Bang Bang Hammer hurts. 75 DPS melee. I think it does 150 per hit or something. It attacks quite slowly. And sometimes he just kicks you because he's a Warboss. Could probably kick a tank over or something. Looters do not get away for Noisy. Losses all over the place on both sides. Banshee's pushing through for Riku. Warp Spider doing his capping thing. He's got his improved warp generator. Might be able to group teleport those Banshees in behind and do some flanking. Devastators will be tied up. Force one is there, but I don't think he's going to do a whole lot other than hold these fellas up for a little while. And he just retreats. 414, 339, Dark Riku with a Falcon on the way. Chimera also for OceansAteAlaska. They're going to have a whole lot of... Oh, Falcon being cancelled. I'm going to say they're going to have a whole lot of support vehicles in the field, but instead we've seen Autark dropped to stop the power bash from those double Tactical Marines over there. Whirlwind for Floid. Good old Plague Marines for Swift. These guys are awesome. They're going to get their natural VP back, I think. Red team have the mid, but they also have red team's natural. Adila winning the battle of the Warbosses for now. That's Ard Boys on the Warboss himself. He's got Angry Bits up also. Adila should be okay, maybe. Yeah, Warboss gets away. 405, 339. Double CSM now with an aspiring champion. Double Slaughter will melt these Dire Avengers, but they'll need to wait for the cooldown. Their ability starts on cooldown. There's that Chimera then. Might want it closer to the mid at some point, but for now, using it to push against Floid. Disrupts the las cannon, and the Commissar goes straight after him over there. He's got his power sword, has he? Of course he has. Whirlwind doing its thing. Do the Catechins have their Sarge? I don't think they do. Commissar meets some flame. Last cannon sets up. Can it get a shot? It does get a shot on the Chimera. Big chunk of damage and a snare to movement. Tactical Marines dealt with, though. They don't have any anti-vehicle here to punish this whirlwind for getting it into a weird position. They do have some power melee Catechans who are giving it a good go here. Uh-oh. Now we have some AV. Sentinel's got a missile launcher up. One more might do it, and it does. Down goes the whirlwind. It seemed to hit the terrain there, but anti-vehicle weapons will often just kind of magically hit. Banshees have their spear and maybe have their death. Stormboys, not the best chasing unit ever. Can't quite get the job done. Noisy with a weird boy now. Got all those sub-commanders. Whoop spiders. Capping still. Lax is capping. Stormboy's being dealt with by the Lord Commissar. Sluggers get stomped and seem to have repelled the attack from Adila. He was sweeping across and could have done some nasty work if the Commissar wasn't there. The Warboss of Adila with spiky armor and the boss pole. Red team are going to retake the mid, I think. Blue team getting their natural back. They can't seem to lock it down though, that VP. Orks now going for a power bash maybe. Shooter boys getting a knob leader. Meanwhile mid, looks like the action is going to start to gravitate towards this area, as it often does on this map. Plague Champion's got his fist and Armor of Pestilence. Almost level 3 this Warboss for Noisy. Pushing into the back lines, now has support as well. A whole lot of support. Tying up some Plague Marines who need to run. There's some Nurgly worship, and there is Slaughter from the CSM. I think it reduces the cooldown of the weapons, also gives them some extra damage. It makes them better. That's all you need to know. They hurt more. There's more DPS, however they achieved it. So that looks like they never need to reload kind of thing. Tank Busters up for Adila to fight the Chimera. And Floid has a Dreadnought. We could see the Assault Cannon. Yeah, Assault Cannon could do a huge amount of work here with double shooters and those guardsmen all blobbed up. A lot of damage to the Sentinel as well. Meanwhile, Adila is trying to push through again this side. And does. Takes out the Autarch. Decap the VP. And now Stormboys. Oh, they live. They're going to be okay, I think. Level 2, they've done well. I thought that was Noisy's Warboss to finish them off in retreat path. But it was their friendly Warboss. It was their boss. Here comes the Pain Boy. He's got his stronger Git Source. Adila doing some work with these sluggers. Look at that. Double buff them with Ard Boys and User Choppers, and they took out Noisy's Warboss, who then gets revived by Dark Riku. Red team trying to get their VP back. Now it's these guys that can't hold it down. Plague Champion's here to help out, using Pestilence Strike to guard his double CSM, but Banshees go flying in. Chopping them up, might get a model here. Or not. That zap is going to jump to the Heretics maybe? Nope. That was from the Weird Boy. Oh, Plague Champion goes down. He's very eager to meet Nurgle, this guy. Force Commander now with his Thunder Hammer, just showing it off. I don't know how practical it is to use a weapon that's the same height as you, but he seems to get the job done. Some Daka, 364 to 281 on the VP. Swift is tier 3 somehow. I guess all he got in tier 2 was Plague Marines. And where are those fellas? They are mid. Dreadnought does have that assault cannon. Bit quiet in the mid. West side will never be quiet. two orcs fighting each other. Weird Boy can set up some really big plays here. Since Adila's all infantry, that warp vomit does a huge amount for you. Oh, custom shooter up for Adila. Wondered why he wasn't swinging his axe. Some friendly fire there from the Weird Boy. What's going on mid? It's decapped. Floyd may be thinking about a flank. Tactical Marines are level 2 and level 2. Noisy. Floyd go tier 3. Noisy's got quite a lot of red as well. Could get a lot of usage out of a Nob squad if you can get them on the field. With all that red to pop frenzy. Banshee is not sure what they were up to. Some Eldar trickery. But they are persuaded to leave. Lord Commissar goes down. Ouch. Tactical Marines taking shots from plasma guns and Sentinel frag missiles. Red team though, take the mid. 350 to 253. No Devastators in the mid, no plasma cannon, no noise marines. They are putting a hell of a lot of pressure on this VP though, the Blues. Warboss almost level 3 for Adila. Starts it off with a Bomber Boy jump. And now the Storm Boys scare off the double shooters. Sluggers were doing a lot of that too. Noisy now trying to fight it all with the Warboss. Just hasn't dealt super well with those Storm Boys yet. Even with the Cyborg implants. 304 253. Plague Champion's going to get revived here, I think. And it's a level 3 Warboss now. Noisy does get a Nob squad going. Landraider Phobos on the way for Swift. Adila's going to hit tier 3. Did get the revive. Got a big chunk of his XP bar, as you can see. Banshee's in amongst double CSM now. Bad place for these fellas to be. They can both go slaughter, get out their melee weapons and do some work, but looks like maybe it's on cooldown. But they survived. They did survive. Red team getting a natural back. Blue team decap in the mid. Here comes the Force Commander. Armor of Alacrity as well. Does that Thunderhammer thing. Backed up by a Dreadnought and double tax. Now he gets stumped though. The Tactical Marines aren't doing a whole lot. They're afraid of these plasma guns, I think. Plasma guns are pretty scary when you've got heavy armor on. Level 2 CSM. No mark. And no mark here. Plague Champion is up though. Over 1300 hit points with the Armor of Pestilence. Can Red Team distract Blue Team long enough to get this decat? Looks like the Catechisms are going for it. They now have their Sarge, gives them a melter gun. Noisy, meanwhile, is holding up this side of the map himself with that Warboss. What's that? Singularity for Riku from this D-Cannon team. Storm Boys jumping in, that's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad for these fellas. These little Eldar fellas, they're going to go down. Yes. Headbutt at the end there from that Storm Boy Nob beater. Nob squad for Noisy with some headbutts of their own. Adila happy to fight them for now. Puts Ard Boys up on himself. It's not going to work out for you, buddy. Here's the Landraider Phobos. There's a Nurgled Shrine in the background too. Nob squad going straight after it here. Trying to bait out the Dirgecaster maybe. They've backed away now. See, the Shrine here is suppressing these Banshees. Oh, Eldritch Storm from Riku. Massive amounts of damage to the Land Raider. Can they finish it off? Here comes the Nob squad. 247 to 229. Assault kind of barrage. I think everything ducked inside the Chimera. I think so. Is that where they are? They must be. Quick reactions from OceansAteAlaska. The Phobos lives. The Nob squad didn't go after it. Maybe they couldn't because of this shrine suppressing them all over and over again. Plague Marines now retreating off. Looks like the Eldritch Storm did not lead to a Phobos blowing up, which is a win for the blue team, I suppose. Avatar of Cain on the field for Dark Riku. Adila looks a little bit depleted, recovers with a battle wagon though. Noisy has tons of requisition. Are there any generators to buy? Nope. I guess we could... Oh, he's noding up over there. Someone is. Knobs gets in there. jammers. Not sure if they've been... Well, he's got his implant, so he must have done the surgery already. I think it was the health. Can never remember what the default health is. Oh, I switched to plasma gun, says Floid. He's got yet more tactical marines. He's got triple plasma tax. Where are the other ones? Oh, they're all over it. 190 to 229. Adila having some fun with the battle wagon. Just running over Eldar. Doesn't have any support. Oh, here comes Swift. And then gets away safely. Nicely done. Down goes the Sentinel. Double Markov's each CSM and triple plasma tax would do so much damage to an avatar. Look at its health already. Persuaded to leave. 169 to 229. Floyd controlling the east side right now. Might see him flank around. There goes that battle wagon, sending guardsmen flying. And blue team are taking mid. 1-to-1 cap now. Red team with a slight VP lead. Noisy. What's he up to? Trying to get in around the central area, I suppose. Chimera almost level 3 for Oceans. It's done quite well so far. Allowing everything to reinforce in the mid. Noisy with tank busters to help take down the Phobos. I think he's searching for it maybe. Some friendly fire from the weird boy still. As they try and bash the power. Dreadnought is barely alive for Floyd. Dark Age of Technology is up. That's Adila's battle wagon trundling around. Bouncing. They got the power bash. There's a heal for the Knobs, thanks to the Pain Boy. And the blue team are bringing a bunch of stuff over to deal with this. Noisy drops his Warboss immediately, thanks to a las cannon to the neck. Uh-oh, Knob squad are on the rear armor of the battle wagon, though it's not going to last long. And tank busters as well, and down it goes. Storm Boys and Sluggers get out of it, and they're not happy. Wipe out the tank busters, do they? Not quite, although these guys are trying to. There's now a looted tank up for Adila. But that was kind of lively. What's going on mid? Catachun's capping, and now putting up a explosive, or putting down an explosive. Both the Warbosses down. Who's this? Oh, that's a Nog. They did get away though. Fire Prism on the way for Dark Riku. Storm Boys continue to be a menace over here. They're level 3, these guys. They've done well. I love me some high level Storm Boys. Eating some Dakar. Couldn't quite get a decap or anything. The Warboss of Adila will be revived here. Plague Champion has his Icon of Nurgle. Warboss is very far forward here. Need to back away. There we go. Plague Marines trying to cap. Going to eat some grenades. And now Banshees are there. Couldn't quite finish it. And that's quite a big retreat now for Swift. Only the Phobos are still in the field. Where are the Heretics? They also retreated. We got a Predator tank for Floid. Last cannons loaded in. Avatar again escapes, been used very smartly by Riku. Hasn't quite had the support at vital moments when it pushes a little bit. Noisy focusing still on this west side, trying to get in around and keep Adila pushed back. Because Adila's going to harass the hell out of this if you don't. As you can see, it was decapped over here. Eldar and Orks capping, no idea what they're talking about over there. Lehman Russ on the way for Oceans, seems a little bit depleted here. Lost some guardsmen. And that Sentinel, of course, was lost. 131 to 158 on the VPs. And Nob Squad tearing apart Adila's Warboss. It's the second time we've seen him try to engage them with Ardboys up. It's not going to work out for you. Just put Ardboys up and instantly retreat and hope it saves you. Avatar pushing in, taking las cannons to the face, but might buy time for this cat. Big chunks of damage to the Phobos too. Fire Prism did not follow it fast enough. Massive range on this thing. I think it's got 65 range or something crazy. That's like not far off double kind of regular weapon range, which is typically 38, I believe. 105, 158, 2-1 for red. Losing their VP again. That's Adila doing his thing. Warboss of Noisy is still down. And Warboss is going to do so much work late game. Especially when they have a Nob Squad to support. Down goes that looted tank though. They did stop the cap at least. Nob Squad will now try and take it back. Meanwhile mid, that's a singularity I think. Oh. Tactical Marines are level 4, they can just shrug off a singularity. Force One is level 7. He's sure killed a bunch of light infantry in this game. Single cap now for blue. There's your orbital. Hits the D cannon, but it is in retreat, so I assume it's going to be okay. Although, if it's pushed into another beam, it almost was. But it will survive. And red team have the mid. Swift piling on the pressure on the west side. Nob Squad are here. Making sure the CSM are safe. But the Nob Squad just keep on going. That's Adila there to help out. Nob Squad in retreat. They might be able to get on the VP here. Fire Prism's in play though. Looks like it's using its focused shot. 81 to 148. Some Eldar shields. Scouts getting a decap. They can decap under infiltration. Look at this. Land Raider Redeemer for Floid. Noisy looking depleted now. Just double shooters and knobs. They are level 3 knobs though. Up over 5,000 hit points. And his Warboss is back up. With heavy armor and trophy rack at level 6. Here comes another Pain Boy to support those knobs.
Issuing new weapon loadouts.
Land Raider then. It's a big deal for the blue team. Now some to reinforce and retreat back to it. And massive help in his big team fights. Another battle wagon for Adila. And it's kicking off in the mid. Shimmer Orb up to try and get the cap. And they do get the cap. You could see a massive fight here. Blue team in big numbers. It's only Riku though. Oh, there is some Imperial Guard stuff as well. Lehman Russ and Chimera there. So Rocket Run certainly stops the decap. killed a Marine, I think, as well. Avatar's found some stuff to swing his sword at. Needs some support to come in, though. This is where you need the Orks rampaging in behind it. But they're busy defending their VP over there. Just sort of waiting doom. Nob squad in the background going after the battle wagon. Red team trying to get onto the VP. But the blue team are still here. Both the Land Raiders still in play. Look at that blob of tactical Marines. That is so tempting to nuke. Big running fight in the mid. But blue team, having the Land Raider Redeemer here, are always going to have a big advantage in these big fights, I think. A bunch of Cadetons has died over there. Does Riku have a nuke? I don't think so. You can wait for a bunch of stuff to retreat back to a Land Raider Redeemer and then nuke the crap out of it. And get a hell of a lot done. Big value nukes. The battle wagon lives. Nob squad also live though. Not sure what these sluggers think they're going to do. They're going to scare off the pain boy. That's what they're doing. This is decapped over here. Double here for blue. Red team seem to have been broken somewhat. 2 depleted rosters here. I think Riku just got a second fire prism up. Yeah. So the Eldar looking pretty strong still. 1 nuke could be the difference here. Baneblade on the way for Alaska too. Riku is not that far off. A Eldritch Storm. Hell of a lot of stuff to get through though, even when you storm this thing. Oh, there's an Imperial Abyss by Swift. I guess he was maybe trying to stop a cap there, but those guys got it anyway. Warp Spider level 6. We saw the Shimmer Orb earlier help them get a cap. And here's the Avatar again. Backed up by double fire prisms and a Lehman Russ. And a D cannon's going to set up here. There's the Shimmer Orb again, but the Force Gunner gets into melee range. Shimmer Orb doesn't help you against the Power Fist, it turns out. Or a Thunder Hammer, which he switches back to. Avatar getting very low. Is that a Manticore? No, it's not. It's just the Basilisk Flare. Avatar did go down though. Middle did get decapped. Force One has found a D cannon. Almost gets it down. Almost. Adila's Orks pushing through. Blue team take red team's natural. They could get a triple here. 55 to 36. Red team playing it out, but they are on the back foot here big time. GG, says Noisy. Some fun Ork shenanigans on that west side. Looks like the blue team are going to grab it with a triple at the end. Second battle wagon still up. CSM must have hit level 4, right? Yes, they did. And they have it. What a fun 3v3. We had a level 8 Force Commander. Did go down at the end. Kind of melted into the ground. Level 6 Plague Champion. Went down a couple of times, but finished strongly with that fist. Level 4 Warboss for Adila. Got his shootiness going. Level 7 Warboss for Noisy did have his claw at the end. Level 7 Warp Spider, lots of shenanigans of the capping variety. Also the Shimmer Orb doing good work. And a really strong roster here. In fact, did Riku lose any units? Must have. Right? Must have had something up in tier 2. And the Lord Commissar level 4. With Bionic Eye and Stubbornness at the end. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.